Okay, John has a question. He says, when it comes to wealth, if two individuals have similar net worth, but one is in stocks and the other is in real estate, who's better off? Is there one that has an advantage over the other? It's a philosophical money question for you.
That's sort of a weird question to answer, right? You have two individuals, same net worth. One has real estate, one has stock. I want to be unbiased here, Brian, because I don't think that one is necessarily disadvantaged over the other, because there are advantages and disadvantages to both sides. I mean, obviously, if you have real estate and it's rental real estate and it's producing income and it's real estate that is highly appreciated and you don't have a ton of debt on it and you're able to service it, that could be a very valuable thing. Now, it's likely not incredibly liquid, and one of the benefits of the equity stock market investors, they have a lot of liquidity available to them. If they need to get access to capital tomorrow, they can do that, and there's a good chance that that portfolio they have is not going to be levered, so they don't have to have any sort of debt service on there. So I don't know that it's which one is better off. And I think in reality, thinking through the situation, I think most folks, when it comes to building up their personal financial statement, when it comes to building their net worth, it's not exclusively either or. I think most people actually have access to both of those, even if they don't realize it.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons to both, but I think really what the question that's being asked is what is the best course for most people? Mm-hmm. Because look, pros, liquidity for the stock portfolio because you can get rid of it tomorrow. Now that's not talking about the market risk or anything like that. The real estate, number two, is going to potentially have a higher yield. Mm-hmm. So that's a pro, but it has the con of the liquidity that we just talked about. And then they have completely different risk structures.
That's right.
They're doing different things. But the reality of what I've seen is on get wealthy behaviors is something more like the financial order of operations. And that's why I love, and I know you guys probably like, man, all he talks about is the food. Yeah, of course, is because this is the better mousetrap. Because what it's going to do is it's going to let you focus on the get wealthy behavior, specifically steps 5, 6, and 7, where you're making sure you have the resources. That's the get wealthy behaviors that then you can maximize. Because what happens is, and I see it all the time with our clients, it's going to be the gateway into launch, getting to the distance or boiling point of your wealth building process is that you've got to have enough resources. And most people, it's going to be in your employer 401k. It's going to be in your monthly investments that you started with. But there is going to come a point of success that there's enough cash flow coming off of your job as well as your investments that you're like, you know what, there's probably a better way to do things from taxes. And that's where people end up in real estate. Mm-hmm. That was my own journey, as I ended up in real estate because there is a potential, there's some tax benefits, There's other things. But real estate's one of those things you better have deep pockets because you are typically using leveraged debt, meaning that it looks great on paper and then you get the exponential growth because you're using a levered asset. So as it appreciates on the whole and you've ran a mortgage on it, it looks much better. Because if you run it, think about this. If you make 5% on $1 million, that's like $50,000. Mm-hmm. But if you only put down $50,000 on the $1 million project, I'm making up numbers here.
But then you doubled your cash
quickly
on cash
see that
return.
that's 100% rate of return. The asset only made 5%, but because you only put down cash flow of $50,000 into it, you made 100% rate of return. That's why that is the siren song of the beautiful mermaid that makes you feel like this is a win-win situation. But there's the other side of the risk profile of this is that if nobody's renting property from you or using the property, which is generating cash flow, you still have to make the mortgage payment on the debt. And then if they tear up stuff while they're in the property, not only do you have to make the mortgage payment, but you also have to do all the repairs and sustain the property with the utilities and so forth, the insurance. That's the part nobody ever talks about. So that's why you got to make sure you have the foundation underneath you before you go deep into the real estate process, but I think they're actually connected. I just think the gateway to wealth is probably going to be more of the path of investing in your retirement plans and other things. That's what we see with our clients. It was like 67% of our clients came from the saving and investment process. But then you build on top of that by adding diversifiers like real estate, because there are some tremendous benefits. And I think if you do it that way, it's sustainable. It's also it's a risk adjusted way to do it. And you don't get yourself in a lot of trouble by trying to buy real estate for the shininess and the benefits of it without having the deep pockets to make it through the volatility that might be also associated with it.